Hi everybody, my name is Ron. I'm Ron, I'm 17 years old. This is my first time talking, I'm actually really terrified right now. Okay. Okay, so for basically my whole life, I didn't really feel like I had any meaning because I didn't really care about things I wasn't going to care about. And I was kind of trapped in my family's expectations of me and of either being really good at sports like my brother or being really academic because I'm neither. And on top of that, I'm not materialistic. I don't really want a lot for myself. I want to give to others. So this all kind of boiled over this past Christmas when I was sitting with my family and they found one of my old yearbooks and they were looking through it and they kind of made a big deal about the fact that I was only in it once. And I got so mad because I was like, why does it matter? The things I do don't make it into the yearbook, why does it matter? And I was so fed up with feeling like I didn't have anything to offer the world because I do. And that's when I knew things had to change.
Okay. Hi, I'm Hunter Gersh, and I'm 17 years old, and okay, so 8 months ago, my boyfriend and me broke up, and I know it sounds like typical or whatever, but he was my best friend and stuff, and I went to him for everything, and he was basically the only person I had since I left. I pushed away my friends, my family. I wouldn't talk to anyone about anything, so I was very dependent. I didn't take this easily, and yeah, I was dependent on this one boy, and along with him, I lost my identity, my worth, and I felt as if I was stranded. I never felt anything like that before. I started losing a lot of weight, and I was comparing myself to girls a lot, and I began to have suicidal thoughts, and I wanted to put them into action, and this is when I realized I needed to change.
I'm 19, and like senior year 2013 was like the worst year for me. A series of unfortunate events kept happening to me, and the one that hit me the most was like at least 5 people like that were close to me trying to commit suicide, and I like hated myself because I couldn't help them. Well, like in a way that I thought like would be beneficial. So like I did all this research on them, and that's when I realized that something had to change.
Hi guys, I'm Sean. I'm 17, and I'm so scared. All right, so just bear with me. All right, so basically, I dealt with like a lot of anger and a lot of just like meanness in me for a while because I didn't really address like things that altered my life when I was younger. Basically, when I was younger, someone that was trusted by me and others betrayed that trust, and I told my parents about it later on, and they did all that they could to help me. They showed me the love that they could, but at the same time, I kind of felt that I was alone in the situation. So I kind of started isolating myself from people, and in 7th grade is when I really like started acting out. I started treating my friends poorly, my brothers, and I was basically a monster to my parents. Like any little issue had to be like huge if it was dealing with me. And basically last year I decided that last year everything just became like too much for me. I was done like fighting, and I was done like trying to just like explain myself in a negative way. So that's basically when I knew I had to make a change.
So here you have 4 girls all dealing with our own challenges, feeling hurt, abandoned, isolated, dealing with feeling unworthy of anything. And not even by randomness, but like some miracle, we found each other and we opened up to each other. We shared each other's stories, we pushed each other through everything really. And because we found strength in a real community, just the 4 of us, we overcame all of that, and we realized that there are people like us everywhere, all around us, feeling the exact same way, and we hated that. So we want to do something about that, so we're doing that now. We are creating a movement and building a community that embraces differences, love of the individual, no matter who you are, what you look like, where you're from. The list can go on forever. The point is, this community would not judge the trap the world tries to put you in, and this movement is called the Self-Love Project.
Okay, well, it all started with obviously the 4 of us, and we were sitting in my room one day, and we had a whiteboard, and we just started like writing down every single idea we had. We knew that we wanted to start the website, so we started writing down all the ideas for that, topics, subtopics, like everything. And we wanted that to be like the main source or whatever for like people to go through so they could cope with like anything from like major to minor issues, like whatever they were going through. And then we realized that like we didn't want it to be like so depressing, I guess. And then we wanted to put it into action and go with community and actually talk with people and to them and learn their experiences and stories.
Okay, so, it dropped in April, so, like, a month before that, we wanted to, like, test out the community part. So we decided to, like, have sleepovers once a month at any of our houses. So we just invited a group of girls and guys, but, like, the guys can't say my words. So the group of girls, and we just decided to, like, let them have an open environment of no judgment, you know, nobody, like, being catty with each other. They can just open up and, like, speak about whatever they want to, and we will be there for them. Like, the community is there for them, basically. Last Saturday, we went to Detroit, downtown Detroit, and we passed out, like, these jars of love or whatever that we made. And it basically, like, has what we stand for inside the jar, which is positivity, community, self-love, and challenge. And, yeah, so she's going to share the story.
Yeah, okay, my experience, it was actually pretty dope. We had like, we talked, I went up, me and 2 other girls, we went up to these people that were sitting in front of the Detroit Library, and there were 3 people sitting there, and we were kind of like hesitant to like go and talk to them because, first of all, they didn't seem very like, I guess, welcoming, and but we started explaining Self-Love Project, like what we are, what, like, just all about it, show them the jars, what was inside it and everything, and by the end of the conversation, we learned all 3 of their like stories and like just what they've been through, and they felt like they for real opened up to us. And at first they didn't want to accept the jars because they thought it was stupid. And by the end of the time, they accepted the jars. Actually one person like gave us her number, and she wanted to like to call it, make sure like we called them and like check up on them, and like they check up on us and stuff. And it was just like, I will never forget that experience.
Basically, kind of like to wrap it up, like through our experiences, just reaching out to people, even though it can seem like the smallest things, like we've learned that community is like the biggest, like it's really hard to do, but at the same time, it's so rewarding. Like just having those sleepovers with the girls, like you get so many thank yous for like, yes, I really need to get that out. Like somebody needs to hear what's going on with me, and like that's so valuable. Like the text that we get, or like the DMs on Twitter or something that we get. Because somebody says like what you said on Self-Love Pro today, like really like motivated me is what we do it for. And we're so like, I'm just really proud to be part of a group and part of a community that basically takes into consideration of others. Like we're not perfect, and we're not saying that you have to be to do what we're doing, but like we're trying to do something different, and we kind of just like encourage you guys to do the same thing and just to love people.
Okay, these girls are amazing to me, and I just love them so much, and I'm getting emotional because that's who I am. Anyway, here's the thing. What they're doing is not easy. They are teenagers, and they're giving their time and their money, and they're investing in this just so that they can pour into other people. Like, that's it. That's all they do is give selfless love to others, and what they're trying to do is build a community of other people who can do the same. And what they see is that this will spread then around. And love people that are positive and people that are loving instead of the negativity that we see in the world. And it's amazing. And what I want to do just real quick before they go is, you heard words to describe them before Self-Love Project, things like pain and isolation and unworthiness. And I just want each of them to give a word to describe who they are now after Self-Love Project. So, Dawn, if you want to start, what's a word to describe who you are now?
I would say empowered.
Empowered. Hunter?
I would say valuable.
Valuable.
Compassionate.
I'd say loving for mine.
Loving.
Yeah.
4 words that are by far better than words like isolated and afraid and unworthy. Love you guys. Okay,